There are the days that I feel like a hat stand because I wear a number of different hats. Primarily, I'm the face and front person for both Intelligent Assistance, which does a number of workflow tools, predominantly the translation tools from the old Final Cut to the new Final Cut, and the old Final Cut is now Premiere Pro as well. And of course, going from Premiere Pro world back into the Adobe world, directly into Premiere Pro, Audition, or After Effects. We also do workflow tools, change list tools for Premiere Pro and for Final Cut Pro 10, and various other workflow tools. And that's the Intelligent Assistance hat that I wear. I have another company, basically the same people, but it's different, and that's called Lumberjack System. And Lumberjack, of course, is a logger. So Lumberjack System is a real-time logging and pre-editing tool for Final Cut Pro 10. That's pretty much what we started off as simply a logging and pre-edit tool for Final Cut Pro 10. But since then, we've been able to expand it and expand it and expand it. And this, like all good software, comes out of a very personal need. I needed to be able to sleep on a project. And when you are traveling during the day on a solar-powered boat around the Great Loop Waterway, shooting as you go, that leaves the evenings for logging the material or sleeping. Guess which I chose? But I still had to have the material logged, and the way we solved that was to log as we shoot. And that's what Lumberjack System is all about. But I'd like to show you why you'd want this first before I show you how you actually get it. Every editor loves to start with a well-logged project. If they don't get that when they start, the first days or weeks of a project is in logging. So finding out what you've got. And I'm particularly keen on content metadata, the metadata about what is in the images, not what the frame size is, frame rate. There are lots of other people that handle that sort of technical metadata very well. But I want the content metadata. I want to know where we shot it, who we shot it on camera, what were they doing, and any other information. So we come back and we have from Lumberjack System, when it's processed, about 5 minutes after you finished ingesting your media, you have all of these keyword collections in Final Cut Pro 10. So there is everywhere that the people's favorite memory was mentioned. This is a personal pet project. In fact, everything that I do, I'm currently producing 3 shows for ourselves, a long-term family history project, a cooking show that we'll show off next year, and a series called Lunch with Philip and Greg, where we do simply that. We take people out at lunch. We record that with 2 4K GoPros, not because I want to finish in 4K, but because I have no control over my environment. We are in a restaurant with the cameras connected to a chair or the table if it's strong enough. So we're capturing 4K for a 1080 finish, but we can reposition, zoom, and do post-production moves because of that extra room. The nice thing is I've not only got all of these keyword collections, but I can use Final Cut Pro's find function. This is the Final Cut Pro find screen, and I've got some keywords set up so that I've now isolated down to just the family, my part of the family, not everybody's family, but there's all the answers from my mother, my brother, and my 2 nieces. But I want to limit it down. I just want to find out the one where we talked about our career evolution, and bam, just like that, I have immediately been able to find the one place in each interview where each of my family members talked about their career development. BKB, bare knuckle boxing for Discovery, use exactly the same thing. They log with Lumberjack, and they can choose a fighter, a match, or an activity like a knockout or a TKO or whatever else they do in boxing that I don't know anything about. Lumberjack System is about creating keyword ranges in real time that we marry to the media. In Final Cut Pro 10, if I wanted to log a range like that, an IO range, I could drag it out. Now I can add a keyword to that range, and I'm just going to go demo for DCS, so you won't confuse it with any other keyword. And immediately that demo for DCS has that one clip in it, and only the range of media in that clip that I assigned that keyword range to. So it's only that piece of the whole. It's kind of like a subclip without all the disadvantages of a subclip. It's auto-arranging so that if you put a keyword down, it automatically creates a collection of those keywords. So like automatically creating subject-based bins, for example. And that's what we built on. We took the idea of keyword ranges in Final Cut Pro 10, and we built tools that allow you to create those keyword ranges while you're shooting. And while I would normally be doing this on the iPad, because I have an iPad and an iOS application that all work together in the whole system. It's easy to demonstrate it on the screen here. So for my family history project, for example, I might be interviewing in my brother's kitchen, interviewing my brother, dining room, sorry. It's an interview. And then I simply start with the first question. And so, David, what is your earliest memory? I wait, and as soon as he starts answering, I click the keyword range on. It's that simple. I've started a keyword range. I started it 5 seconds in the past because I don't want to be on edge waiting for something to happen. I wait because I can log just a few seconds in the past. I can wait for something to happen. I can discover there's a new topic and add a new keyword and back time into the beginning of that topic. I don't have to stress over it being real time because I'm not really working now. I'm listening to it now, but I'm really logging it a few seconds later so that we don't have that issue of lag. And when I turn that keyword range off, then that is the end of the keyword range. So from the time I click on to the time I clicked off will become a keyword range in Final Cut Pro 10. And it does it incredibly fast. Literally, you can have this fully logged and strung out. Because what are you going to do? If you get all of the answers for one subject, you're going to string them down in a timeline so that you can see what you've got and how it all plays together. And that's exactly what we give for you. So that is saying that earliest memory timeline is fully edited down there with all of the people in order and each person, because we captured the metadata of the name, we put a lower third ID in. So at this point, the editor is absolved for all responsibility for typographical errors in names. It's a special treat that we do for editors. All that needs to be done to get all of this benefit, as I said, is that simple logging on the shoot that even a production assistant of unskilled really, or your children or grandchildren can all do this. If you can click a light switch on and off, you can log keyword ranges in Lumberjack. It's that straightforward. And we give you all of these advantages. And all you have to do is ingest the media, create multi-clips, file, export this XML file, desktop. And then we have another app, the desktop app, called Lumberyard, because a lumberyard is where logs get processed, of course. It's a complete system. There's not only just there's the iOS logger, there is the Lumberyard desktop application, there's a backlogger application for logging already shot footage, and then you can see all of the media. We synchronize by the most complicated method possible. Time of day. No cables required. No messy timecode generators required. No timecode involved at all. If you've got timecode, we are going to cheerfully ignore every bit of it. All you need to do to make this entire magic work is to set your camera clock reasonably accurate. Right time and time zone. And if you don't, well, you can see very quickly that there's a mismatch between the earliest pieces of media and the earliest pieces of logging, and you can offset that up to 99 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds to make adjustments. So it's all I need to do to get all of that benefit, 49 keywords, send it back to Final Cut Pro 10. But when you import it back in, this is what you have, what I started with. All of these well-logged, organized by location, by person, and particularly by topic projects, and all for just $9.99 a month. So thank you very much. That is Lumberjack System.
Thank you, Philip Hodgetts.